carry-on baggage. A bus may carry baggage and freight only if it is loading and trip start. Do not allow riders to leave carry-on baggage in doorway or aisle. There should be nothing in the aisle that might trip other riders. Secure baggage and freight in ways that avoid damage and allow the driver to move freely and easily. Allow riders to exit by any window or door in an emergency, and protect riders from injury if carry-ons fall or shift. If you work for an interstate carrier, you must complete an after-trip inspection report that specifies for each bus after-trip vehicle inspection. Inspect your bus at the end of each shift. If you work for an interstate carrier, you must complete a written inspection report for each bus driven. The report must specify each bus and list any defect that would affect safety or result in any breakdown. If there are any defects, the report should say so. Riders sometimes damage safety related parts such as handholds, seats, emergency exits, and windows. If you report this damage at the end of a shift, mechanics can make repairs before the bus goes out again. Mass transit drivers should also make sure passenger signal devices and brake door interlocks work properly. A bus must stop at least. Drawbridges. Stop at drawbridges. Stop at drawbridges that do not have a signal light or traffic control attendant. Stop at least 50 feet before the draw of the bridge. Look to make sure the draw is completely closed before crossing. You do not need to stop, but must slow down and make sure it's safe when there is a traffic light showing green, or the bridge has an attendant or traffic officer that controls traffic whenever the bridge opens. When driving a bus, you should look. Which of these statements about seeing ahead is true? How far ahead to look? Most good drivers look 12 to 15 seconds ahead. That means looking ahead the distance you will travel in 12 to 15 seconds. At lower speeds, that's about one block. At highway speeds, it's about a quarter of a mile. If you're not looking that far ahead, you may have to stop too quickly or make quick lane changes. Looking 12 to 15 seconds ahead doesn't mean not paying attention to things that are closer. Good drivers shift their attention back and forth, near and far. When is it okay to drive with an emergency door open? Bus interior. People sometimes damage unattended buses. Always check the interior of the bus before driving to ensure rider safety. Aisles and stairwells should always be clear. The following parts of your bus must be in safe working condition: each handhold and railing, floor covering, signaling devices, including the restroom emergency buzzer if the bus has a restroom, emergency exit handles. The seats must be safe for riders, and all seats must be securely fastened to the bus. Never ride with an open emergency exit door or window. The emergency exit sign on an emergency door must be clearly visible. If there is a red emergency door light, it must work. Turn it on at night or any other time that you see your outside lights. To stop for railroad tracks, a U.S. driver should stop. Which of the following statements is correct? Railroad crossing stops. Stop at railroad crossings. Stop your bus between 15 and 50 feet before railroad crossings. Listen and look in both directions for trains. You should open your forward door if it improves your ability to see or hear an approaching train. Before crossing after a train is passed, make sure there isn't another train coming in the other direction on the tracks. If your bus has a manual transmission, never change gears while crossing the tracks. You do not have to stop, but must slow down and carefully check for other vehicles at streetcar crossings, at railroad tracks used only for industrial switching within a business district, where a policeman or flagman is directing traffic, if a traffic signal shows green, and at crossings marked at exempt or abandoned.